to students of tertiary academic institutions in the state. Christy Ayagwa reports.
The distribution of 10 kg bag of rice and 5,000 naira to each student in tertiary academic institutions in Nasarawa State went successfully in College of Health, Science and Technology, Kefi.
By reaching the community, reaching the populace, and to that extent that reaching even the students. This is something that I never saw anywhere. It's a good initiative, and we are happy to see it.
However, the story was not the same in Nasarawa State University, Kefi, as the exercise was marred by pandemonium, which resulted to the death of 2 female students and many receiving treatment for injuries sustained. Deputy Governor of the state, Emmanuel Akabe, condoled the university and the families of the deceased students.
We are all pained, we are sad with what has happened. We never envisaged it, nobody envisaged it, but we must hold some people responsible. As a responsible government, we sympathize with you, students, for the loved ones you have lost.
Vice Chancellor of the university, Professor Suleiman Bala Muhammad, says the academic institution is saddened by the incident, promising to investigate the root cause and perpetrators.
Our students were not patient enough to follow the process of accessing this palliative. There was stampede, so many of the students got injured, 2 students lost their lives.
The road to success paradoxically leads to grave. From Kefi, Christy Ayagwa Adaji, NTA News.
In the meantime, Nasarawa State Governor Engineer Abdullahi Suley has received with shock the news of a stampede at the Nasarawa State University Kefi. Governor Suley deeply regrets the tragic death of 2 students of the institution. The governor has since directed the authorities of the Nasarawa State University, Kefi, and security agencies to commence immediate investigation into the unfortunate occurrence with a view to unveiling those behind it. In a release signed by Ibrahim Adra, Chief Press Secretary, to the governor, Engineer Abdullahi Suley urges for calm while insisting that the Nasarawa State government under his leadership will not be distracted but continue with the distribution of palliatives towards ameliorating the hardship faced by students and the people of the state in general. Talking religion now, Muslim faithful have been tasked to use the last 10 days of the Ramadan to pray for the peace and progress of Nigeria. Hawa Gimba reports that the chief imam of the Area 10 Jumat Mosque, Imam Garba Al-Yolawi, gave this admonition in his Jumat sermon.
In his Jumat sermon, the Imam of Area 10 Mosque, Imam Garba Al-Yolawi, helps on the importance of the last 10 days of Ramadan, soliciting prayers for the well-being, stability, security and prosperity of Nigeria, while encouraging the Muslim faithful to engage themselves in more rewarding acts and intensify prayers of forgiveness from Allah, as well as recite the Holy Quran to earn Allah's mercy.
Last 10 days of Ramadan, we try to encourage people to wake up and to increase in dedication, devotion to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in all the aspects, all the angles of ibadat, most especially praying midnight, that is tahajjud or qiyamul layl. And we have that hadith that the Prophet ﷺ used to tighten his belt and wake up his family and have a sleepless night all the 10 days. He need to focus, most especially these 10 days. You need to focus to see what you can do to maximize your reward within these last 10 days of Ramadan. So you need to pray hard. You need to see what you can do to pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bring peace and stability in Nigeria.
The last 10 days of Ramadan comes with most sacred night, the night of majesty, said to be better than 1,000 nights. Hawagimba, NTA News.
Away from religion, the FCT branch of the Nigerian Institution of Surveyors joins its global counterparts to commemorate the 2024 Global Surveyors Day with issues of professional growth and development for members being brought to the front burner for discussion. Yours sincerely reports that series of memorable events herald the celebration in Abuja. On a day when the world is recognizing and celebrating one of the oldest professions in the history of man, surveying, activities for members of the Nigerian Institution of Surveyors FCT branch began with a flag off by the Executive Secretary, Federal Capital Development Authority, FCDA.
All of us in the building environment,
Represented by the Director of Special Duties, he underscored the invaluable role surveyors play in accurate data gathering and development agenda of any nation.
because of your precision in your work, you determine boundaries that are acceptable. It is because of your importance that the world has marked today as the Global Surveyors Day. Congratulations.
Thereafter, members, driven by the spirit of philanthropism and corporate social responsibility, were at the new Kuchiguru IDP camp for the donation of consumables to help alleviate their current conditions. This is aside the pep talk delivered on the need to see the brighter side of life, irrespective of their situation.
These people, they think of humanity, and they see that, okay, there is a need for people who are in this place like this to have something to eat.
Attention later shifted to the lecture and dinner ceremony, where experts re-emphasized more exposure and opportunities for surveyors, especially as they remain important stakeholders in the entire built value chain, with a view to adding value to the sustainable development goals.
Make sure that they are part of the contributors to the sustainable development of wherever we are. Because without surveying, there is no development.
This is an awareness to the general public to know who to consult whenever they are ready and desire to buy land. Because it is surveyor that will tell you the exact location of your plot.
There's so much survey can do in the development of a nation. And like we have all said, when you have data, data is what is used for good decision making. And that is why we will be celebrating surveyors every year.
That surveying is all encompassing. It's not just fixing or beacons, doing cadastral survey work, but that in every area of infrastructure, infrastructural development, you need surveying. So it is a wake-up call for all surveyors, all professionals in the land build environment to take their rightful place, especially in the development of infrastructures in Nigeria.
Members, as surveying experts, agreed that moving forward entails taking advantage of new innovations and technological advancements in science and bracing up for greater frontiers. The occasion witnessed conferment of awards to some distinguished individuals for their contributions to the growth of the surveying profession in the country. Directors and heads of human resources in both public and private sectors say there is an urgent need for a paradigm shift in the discharge of their duties. This was the stand of the Director Administration, Nigerian Television Authority, Ramatu Suleiman, at a one-day 24th Century Global HR Dimensions Conference in Abuja. Serafina Rakono-Mekwe reports.
The training is to equip participants with the necessary tools and competence that will help drive the federal government's workforce by giving them the right attitudes, ICT skills, and knowledge to drive home the system.
21st century is a century of permissionlessness. There's nothing that say a director of human resource management cannot design website, work with all the Google Workspace tools, work with all the, quite a lot of tools there, from future tools that where you see all the AI tools to TinyWall, to MOOC platforms, from Allison.com to Udemy to FutureLearn.com to EDX.org.
When it comes to personnel management, lies on the table of the heads of HR. Of course, that the people who actually have the responsibility to design the culture, to design the attitude, to design the way workflow is done in the system.
The training session was engaging as participants explored the embedded techniques and usage of Gemini, ChatGPT, usage of Copy.ai, just to mention a few, to round up human productivity at work.
It has been very, very impactful from what we have done so far.
We discovered that there are a lot of things that we need, especially to make our job easy, because we work with the new generation, and for us to be able to update ourselves and to be able to either judge or score those new generations that work under us, we need to know certain things.
And I'm particularly intrigued by the discussions on the future of work, how to use artificial intelligence in the place of work, in work environment, especially the utilization of Google tools.
Some beneficiaries say the trainings and the training partners, Sean Cousins Business School, have been able to contribute a lot in not only human capital development, but also in civil service reforms, and urged workers, especially civil servants, to see their workplace as a springboard and not as a bus stop, thereby charged them to reinvest in the nation even after retirement. Serafina Okun Omekwe, NTA News.
Let's now join the business desk for business news.
Welcome to Business News This Week. I am Hakimat Aliu. Now let's begin with the Minister of Power, Adebayo Adelabu, who has explained how a private company reportedly held on to 32 billion naira paid into its account in 2003 for the supply of 3 million prepaid meters. According to a statement by the Minister's Special Advisor, Strategic Communications and Media Relations, Bolaji Tunji said the federal government had entered a tripartite agreement with Mrs. Clark's Network Limited and Unistar International in 2003 for the supply of 3 million meters to distribution companies in the country within 3 years. With the privatization of distribution, Adelabu said the government proposed the ministering of ministries, departments, and agencies in order to accurately determine the consumption of these MDAs and also reduce accumulated debt, saying this was what led to the initiative to meter military formations nationwide. Salon Business is one that provides clients with a variety of hair-related services. Findings show that hairdo is one of the most thriving businesses due to recent innovation and styles. Miracle Ibrahim is standing by with hairdo business in Abuja.
Rachel Itam, a stylist for the past 6 years, explained how salon business have been able to sustain her and the family. Although she laments how customers complain the cost of hair due to the economic hardship.
People cannot really afford it. They want to buy 2 attachments. They will just buy 1 just to manage themselves. They cannot buy 2 anymore.
Hanatu Maman also makes hair around Jabi area of Abuja. The stylish are calling for enabling environment where business thrive. Miracle Ibrahim, Business News.
And on that note, we've come to the end of Business News This Week.
Let's talk some sports now. To catch them young, bring the best out of the best, and improve sporting activities in the nation's capital, the FCT Universal Basic Education Board and Universal Basic Education Commission held a sports competition for students of FCT Universal Basic Education schools. Mariam George Jutubo captured the event for NTA.
The Basic Education School Sports Competition is the state's finals and part of activities of the 2022 Intervention Fund. The students competed by displaying their prowess in volleyball, 100 meters, 200 meters, relay race, football, and other sporting activities. The event, according to the Basic Education School Sports Desk officer, Dr. Lydia Baigi, aims at harnessing talents from the grassroots.
School sports is the basis for sport, is the foundation for sports development, and giving these learners the opportunity to showcase their natural talents is giving an opportunity to the country to find replacements for aging sportsmen and women.
This sport competition we do in schools, that is where talents are identified.
After a highly competitive game, medals and trophies were awarded accordingly to distinguished schools.
I feel excited, and this football thing is not really easy, and everybody must work hard.
In volleyball girls category, JSS Garki emerged first with the gold trophy, while JSS Jabi got the silver cup. In the boys category, JSS Karu got the gold trophy, while JSS Asokoro got silver. In football, JSS Hajj Cup thrashed JSS Kubwa 3-0. The organizers say the event will also help them learn from their mistakes and take corrections to improve on the next edition of the exercise. Mariam George, Jitubo, NTA News.
Thank you, Mariam. And before we go, the Super Eagles of Nigeria, as we speak, are leading the Black Stars of Ghana by 2-0 in an international friendly in faraway Marrakesh, Morocco. We do hope that the Super Eagles will, have this one their own way. Well, that's the English version of the news. Stay tuned for the translations. I am Abdullah Hejia. Good evening.
Ma bagajere shaje wo wona ya dada na bi ba ku jagbe dai tiga ya dai ba file na pi iwa na ba shi ba dai wo am press isu ba yuba woni wa go na ba je gayi ala salashi yin ba je kala ge ba shi apma an ramadan mi ku shi je shokoi yegi an pe wa wo mba kmachen ba ji shokoi we wa ma yi shi ya sasa dagma fi na je in ki ye kwai hawajin ba ya na ba yi go gayi wa dai inga salagna be ya garba alyola wi wo bai yes juma wi salabusi isa pa kwa wo ke se dai woni bai da bada dai wa go du ga ramadan yi pe kwa wo mba kmachen salaji igolo ba shan apma an kwai na ba ji shokoi we a wa ma shi wa ba na sai nu ntige ge shokoi fe nu muhammadu ba shi apma sai wo ji shokoi we wa ma shi wa ba ku shokoi ji we ya sasada ma fi na je eki ya kwai ban kwai ga za ko ci sakpe ni peye bai shi ni peye bugba wu nyanu ntige abi ina anyaba mutuba nagmai nasarawa kin kwana lo nkapi ba ogwan ba ibaye ko shin sagi kristi ayagwa wadai nge bade ko yi ko ma ba sanu gwamnati nasarawa kinya bebe enyagi bebe na ya ba mutuba mashin anyagi cecega nyai kwa ngaba ji ina ya gi cece ga ngaba nu ina biye bai lo ba gi anya gi ko ma boge a wan ba an ko za ku shi sagi to shi ko yi wafu inge ba za bugba bato waga ba asasa ba mana ina ba a ganya ita shi anya gigin shi ko yi wa sai gbe ai ba ganya yi bagi anaba yi ku zai be ja da wo shi kwa su yi ko nai ipage shi ko shi su sai su
masu kallo da sauraron ma daidai wani lokaci assalamu alaikum barkanmu da shan ruwa da fatan alalan cikin ƙoshin lafiya Allah ya karbi daukacin ibadunmu ga labaranmu ne a takaice mai karanta Yusuf Yakub an buƙaci al'ummar musulmi da su yi amfani da damar gomar ƙarshen watan Ramadan su yi wa ƙasar nan addu'o'in zaman lafiya da ci gabanta wakiliyar Hauwa Gimba ta rawaito mana cewa limamin masallacin Juma'a na unguwar Area 10 Ustaz Yahaya Garba Alilawi shi ne ba da wannan shawara a sakon hudubar sana sallar Juma'a yau inda ya buƙaci al'ummar musulmi da su dukufa wajen addu'o'in neman ɗauki ga ƙasar nan bisa ƙalubalen da take fuskanta da kuma rayuwar gaba ɗaya domin dacewa da rahamar da ke cikin wannan wata mai alfarma. An bayyana ranar da ɗaliban jami'ar jihar Nasarawa da ke Kefi ke hankoran karɓar tallafi a matsayin ranar baƙin ciki gare su. Wakilayar mu Charity Ayagwa ta rawaito mana cewa an bayyana haka ne saboda rashin da aka yi na ɗaliban makarantar biyu da suka rasa rayuwarsu a yayin rububin karɓar kayan tallafi da gwamnatin jihar Nasarawa ke raba musu. Abin da ya sauka kenan daga labaranmu ne yau sai kuma gobe idan Allah ya kan mu kana lafiya Allah ya karbi ibadunmu.
ẹkú kalẹ̀ ẹ̀sìnkú dédé ìwòyí ìròyìn iléeṣẹ́ amóhùnmáwòrán ìkarùn ti ìlú Àbújá ló ń dé sí etí ìgbọ́yín Bọ́lájí Mátìnì oníròyìn. Wọ́n ti rọ gbogbo mùsùlùmí òdodo wípé kí wọ́n lo ọjọ́ mẹ́wàá tó gbẹ̀yìn oṣù Ramadan láti fi gbàdúrà fún àlàáfíà orílẹ̀-èdè kí ìṣọ̀kan jọba fún ìlọsíwájú orílẹ̀-èdè. Bákan náà alákòójọpọ̀ ìròyìn Hauwa Gimba ròyìn wípé èyí ni kókó ọ̀rọ̀ nínú wàásù Jímọ̀ tòní látẹnu lèmọ́mú àgbà mọ́ṣáláṣí Jímọ̀ ẹkùn kẹwàá l'Àbújá Ustaz Garba Alilawi tó rọ gbogbogbò láti gbin èso ìfẹ́ sọ́kàn ká bára wa gbé láìsí ìyọnu kí àlàáfíà wà yíká láì fi tàṣà ẹ̀yà tàbí ẹ̀sìn ṣe fún ìlọsíwájú orílẹ̀-èdè wa. Àdúrà pàtàkì wáyé fún ìlọsíwájú orílẹ̀-èdè àti gbogbo ọmọ orílẹ̀-èdè lápapọ̀. Ó ṣe láàánú púpọ̀ láti gbọ́ pé akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ méjì pàdánù ẹ̀mí wọn bí wọ́n ti ń gbìyànjú láti rí àǹfààní oúnjẹ àtìlẹ́yìn gbà. Alákòójọpọ̀ ìròyìn Charity Ayagwa ròyìn wípé ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Nasarawa ń pín àwọn ohun èlò àtìlẹ́yìn fún gbogbo ilé ẹ̀kọ́ gíga lórígun mẹ́rin ìpínlẹ̀ náà. Ọ̀gá àgbà ilé ẹ̀kọ́ náà sọ̀rọ̀ pẹ̀lú ẹ̀dùn ọkàn rẹ̀ lórí ikú àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ tó pàdánù ẹ̀mí wọn níbi ètò náà. Ó pinnu ìwádìí tó kúnná àti wípé àwọn tó ṣokùnfà ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ náà yóò jìyà tó tọ́. Ọ̀pọ̀ akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ sọ̀rọ̀ pàápàá lórí ikú àwọn tó pàdánù ẹ̀mí, àwọn tí wọ́n tún ṣèṣe bákan náà tí wọ́n sì ń gba ìwòsàn ní ẹnu jẹ́. Wọ́n